you wanted the best, you've got the best podcast, the hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, folks. It's Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There are ladies things that makes it official. Welcome to the big show. We certainly appreciate you guys. For 16 years, 2,000 episodes, we bring in the Chris Voss Show. We always wonderful to have all of our audience members come by and listen for us and support us after all these years. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss One, the TikTokity, and all those crazy places on the internet that you can find. So follow us over there. As always, we have the most amazing guests on the show. And today we have a very young entrepreneur and interior designer who talks business success and redefining our industry. And she's become quite the trailblazer across social media and everything else that she's been doing. She's an interior designer and space planning pioneer, Julie Jones, who is joining us on the show today. She is defining the landscape of modern design through cutting-edge technology, innovative and personal approaches. Her expertise and creative vision have positioned her at the forefront of the virtual design movement since launching her business mid-COVID after blowing up on social media and giving free advice to her followers on how to best reimagine a space without the pricey in-person interior designer tag. Though interior designers are something else. It definitely can make a difference in the quality of your home, because I learned that. I have no eye for it, so you got to hire somebody. She's not your typical interior designer, though. She's got a robust background in architecture and eye for aesthetics that speaks to her clients and followers as she seamlessly blends functionality with elegance in every project. Welcome to the show. How are you, Julie?
Thank you. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. Give us your .coms. Where do you want people to find you on the interwebs?
Yep, really simple, juliejonesdesigns.com. My name, and then designs with an S on the end.com. You can get to all my socials through there. Julie Jones Designs on TikTok, Julie Jones _designs on Instagram, and Julie Jones Designs on Facebook.
There you go. So give us a 30,000 overview of everything you do there.
We are a virtual design business, as you mentioned, and we're a new business. We're not even 2 years old yet.
Wow, congrats.
We are a very fast-growing business. Now, I will say that I have been an interior designer for 16 years, so it's not that I'm new to interior design. I love that you said young, by the way. I'm a young entrepreneur.
There you go.
So I have been in the industry for a while, and I was, on site in person in my city for a long time. And thanks to COVID, people are they became more comfortable going virtual. So I never thought in honestly a million years going and getting your degree in interior design and going in the field, I honestly never thought that this would be a thing. I didn't even know it would exist, to be honest. So here I am with running a business that is all virtual design. So we have a few services that we offer, and we streamlined over the last 2 years to hopefully fit everybody's needs as much as we can. Do interior design virtual, because it is still virtual. The client still has to have a part in it, and they come alongside us basically. And we found that we can help a lot of people, a lot more people than I ever could have in person. I've helped honestly hundreds of clients all over the world, which I would have never been able to touch, I don't think, in my entire career.
There you go. And you built a following just on TikTok alone of 543,000 followers. That's pretty
something
amazing.
Like that.
Is that your biggest? Sure. Is that your biggest point, or is it Instagram?
Yeah, no, TikTok is my OG. That's where I started in 2021. I started posting over there, and that kind of steadily grew for a year. And then only last year I started Instagram and Facebook. And believe it or not, Facebook comes in second with the second most followers over there.
Oh, yeah.
And then Instagram. Instagram's a tough crawl.
Yeah.
Followers. But honestly, everywhere is good. Nobody, I don't see any platform as less than the other. They're all really tools that we use for the business.
There you go. That's one way to look at it. So you've built your business. Tell us how you started building your business. And did you have entrepreneurial skills before? What led you to down this road?
Not at all. No. Nope, never owned a business before. Like I said, I was an interior designer. I was working for other people's businesses. I was working with a lot of contractors, worked for a design build company for a long time, which is why, I was in residential design for so long, is because I started gaining a lot of experience there. So this is my first and only business that I have.
Congrats.
And I've learned a lot along the way. It has been a very organic creation. So it started with people just literally messaging me on Instagram because they saw a video on TikTok and said, "Can you help me with my home?" And I was like, "Let me figure that out. I think I can." And so I just kind of went with what people were asking. I said, what do you want? What help do you want from me? So the services evolved to be what they are now just by simply having feedback from what people want of me and of us now, because we have a larger staff now and lots of designers that help people.
There you go. Virtual design services to you, so you can probably help people with design around the world, right?
All over the world, almost a lot of countries. I know there's a lot of countries we haven't helped, but we've helped people in a lot of countries. They love me in Australia, so hello to all my followers in Australia.
There you go.
I've had a lot of Australian clients, Canadian clients. We've helped people from France to Saudi Arabia to, a lot of England, like pretty much honestly anywhere where TikTok is reaching.
There you go.
That's where we are.
It's. I heard a VC say once, best thing to do if you're young is to find something that's a specialty to master a craft and get really good at one part of that craft, and then go see if you can market it and sell it to other people. And so you spent a lot of years preparing for the opportunity of when TikTok came along. You were like, okay, there you go.
I did. I had a lot of years under my belt, and I say that a lot because I want people to know that I am actually experienced. I have had kitchen installs and bath, guts, and I have been in the industry, so I've hopefully seen a lot of problems
there you go.
that you might face.
Because there's a lot of people who go on Facebook who pretend to be experts. Then you find out later they're not when somebody calls them out or something like that.
So there you go. I mean, it is part of my credibility. I am a certified interior designer as well, which means that I'm certified by the state of California to call myself an interior designer. And you do have to pass and have so many years of schooling and experience and pass their exam. That is something also that is part of my credibility and my credentials.
Just let the California earthquakes design my home. It falls over, I leave it there, and I just...
They're not that bad.
That's probably...
I've grown up here, and really, they just rattle the walls a little bit. That's all.
Bad. I grew up in California. I mean, after a while, they're not that bad because you're just, that's just a 5.
You're just like, I think that was an earthquake.
Oh, that feels good. I needed to move a little bit. I think I just burned some calories. There's, some of the ones down there. I was 3 years old when the 7.1 or 7 point whatever it was came through LA in 1970.
Yeah, definitely wasn't born. So I guess I am young.
Yeah. So that was a rock and roll. That was my first earthquake. I remember that one. It's one of my first earliest memories. But there you go. So I see a lot of how to design different stuff on your TikToks and all these updates, people making cottages, white and green kitchens, farmhouse makeovers.
Are you reading my TikTok?
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking. I'm scrolling down the whole thing to give people some enticement to go over there and pick up stuff.
So I'll tell you a little bit of enticement. Is some people, they can't afford interior design services. So I try to make a lot of free helpful content. So you might see a room on there that looks a lot like yours. Or you might see me space plan a living room or a bedroom that's a lot like yours, and you're struggling with the same issues. Because we all live inside, and we all have living rooms and bedrooms. Hopefully we do anyway.
Wait, what's this inside thing you're talking about? People are living inside? Is that what that house
most people live under a roof with walls. So
I got a viaduct over me. I mean, that counts, doesn't it?
whether we want to or not. Hopefully, most of the country lives under a roof and needs help with that. And so there's a lot of challenges. There's a lot of similar challenges that people face. They have this weird fireplace that they're like, I don't know how to arrange furniture because this corner fireplace. I have a lot of corner fireplace videos on there that might help you. So a lot of people comment and say that this is just like mine. Thank you so much. I feel like I just got a free design. Yeah. So there is value for people over there, not just showing off what I do. It really is about trying to be helpful as much as I can be to everyone, to the public, to understand interior design more too.
There you go. And you kind of post in some cases here's an Airbnb space plan, exterior makeovers, and backyard
Those are all
designs.
clients. Yeah, those are all clients.
And you
So
show the blueprints of the space that you're trying to aim out.
I do. I show the space plan. I walk people through my decisions of why I'm doing this space plan, because you can't just show someone it and they won't fully understand, why was that the best plan? Let me tell you why it was the best plan, because we tried this other plan over here and it didn't work. Yeah. So I usually do my due diligence with all the space plans. It does take time, and my goal is to find the best plan, not just a plan, but let's find the best plan for your space. And why is that the best plan? I'll tell you why. So that's also where some people follow me just because of that. They love the space planning content, not the design side, because I feel like it is the same. All good design starts with space planning, but some people like the aesthetic side and some people like the space planning side.
Do you have to have that feng shui sort of thing going on that was popular for a while?
Yeah, feng shui was popular for a little while, but I have to say it's very ancient. It's a very ancient practice. It's been around for a really long time. Yeah. For Western society to adopt it, yes, that was, popular, I would say, mid 70s. People started really talking about it more, but that is more of a belief system. So they have different different rules they follow, because it is a system that they follow to balance the energy in a space. That's the goal, is to balance the chi or energy of a space. Where in Western society, we have building codes that really we have to base a lot of things around. So we have human function and building codes really dictating a lot of things for our interiors. But I have great respect for feng shui. I think it's wonderful. There's lots of people that have content around it. I don't do it unless I have a client who says they want to follow and practice feng shui in their home.
There you go. And what are your thoughts on IKEA furniture and shabby chic? I tease a lot of my interior designer friends about shabby chic, especially in California.
Whatever my clients want. That's what I say. I really have to go with if my client loves shabby chic, let's do it. And let's do the best shabby chic room you've ever seen. So I don't want to knock anybody's style. Everybody likes different things. If you like IKEA furniture, go for it. Obviously my only takeaway is just the quality. How long do we want to have this piece in our home? If it's affordability, IKEA is great for that, because you can, hopefully they're getting a little pricier these days, but you can get a really inexpensive item of furniture that you may need for either temporary or just because you simply need something really a little bit more inexpensive for your home. So there's pros to everything. Even shabby chic can have some pros. We can make a cute cottage, for example.
Oh yeah, I had a gal pal in California who introduced me to shabby chic, and her whole house was white, like including the piano, and it was white furry everywhere, and I was just like, this is like too much white. You walk in here and your eyes are like,
little blinded.
Could we get some variation of color in here? But she liked it. She would go to those yard sales or whatever, thrift stores, buy a set of furniture and just paint the whole thing damn white.
Yep, and then probably sand the edges to give it a little bit of shabbiness. To the
shabby chic. That's right. You gotta have the shabby in there.
That's
and
right.
I was just like, maybe can you afford just normal furniture? Maybe but
that's not the point.
Is IKEA really that expensive?
That's not the point. The style is the point.
It's the style, yeah. Just everything white. I was just like,
some people love it. Yes, they feel very relaxed, and that's their style. So that's what they enjoy.
Around here, we have two huskies, so we keep everything black.
Oh, okay. There you go. So that would be your style then. Yes.
Yeah, that would be. That's husky style is what that's. I'm sure you know that. It's a technical term in the industry, husky style.
Well, it can be.
It's where
we can coin it. It can be your style.
It's where everything's covered in fur. basically.
Yes. Well,
And that's not like the furniture fur. That's a dog fur. Yeah, it's a
totally understand. Totally understand.
And so you do a lot of your own personal life on here too. It looks like I see traveling, so people can keep up with you that are fans of you. But outdoor furniture, how to set up. How was the journey of starting your first business? But I imagine starting your first business online for all the world to see is a whole different experience maybe than what I've had building businesses where you kind of do them in the quiet and you don't really show up until you're successful. You're building a business from ground zero and kind of learning some of the things probably the hard way in the public eye, actually, which can cause some criticism. They've been known to have these trolls that they have online. You've probably heard of them. But
everyone's a critic. Yeah,
everyone's a critic, and from their little armchair where they're just sitting in their mobile home throwing rocks at you, going, "What are you doing with your life?" And you're like, "I don't know. You're just sitting around in a beanbag chair, naked, eating Cheetos, trolling people on the internet. What do you go with?" So what's that been like for you to go through the gauntlet of learning online and stuff and advice maybe you could give to other entrepreneurs?
Yeah, it has been a gauntlet. And I would say I've learned trial by fire, and I've had to learn from my mistakes. As simple as that, and try not to make them again. And if they happen again, and a lot of things are out of your control, especially in the world of social media. One word you could say could set someone off, and you were so unaware of that word, setting anyone off. And so you do have to have very thick skin, I would say, and also don't read the comments.
Don't read the comments. I like that. We were popular on YouTube for a number of years, and you really learned to get a thick skin over those comments, man.
And you really can't take anything to heart. Don't take anything seriously. But even if you say, I'm not going to, it can still bother you. You'll still be laying in bed at night, thinking about it when it's just not good for your mental health at all. And that's why even though you say, oh no, I'm tough enough, I can read the comments, it really is just best not to. Just don't worry about it. Let other people can read the comments, tell you. I have an assistant, who usually scrolls through and says, hey, someone's asking this, you might want to reply. Or would you like me to reply? I can reply for you. And thankfully, I have assistants who can do that for me. I don't reply to, I guess they know this. We tell them this when we reply to them, but they say this is Julie's assistant replying. This is not me. Because
I like when people do that. I really do. I like when that's there because you don't really want... There was a few people that we interacted with to have on the show that are kind of semi-famous. They're kind of D-list celebrities. Okay. And when we reached out to them, we thought we were having a conversation with them directly on LinkedIn or whatever the platform was. We reached out to them on usually LinkedIn. And so usually with LinkedIn, we're talking to the person most times of anything. Pulitzer Prize winner, major person on TV for news and journalists, et cetera, et cetera. And this one time we thought we were talking to the person. We arranged to have them on. And then suddenly we got all these 50,000 requests and particulars from their staff, and we're like, oh, we thought we were talking to you the whole fucking time. I'm like, you're talking to me, and I'm talking to your help? Why don't you fuck off, eh?
I think we just want to be authentic with people. Exactly. We don't want them to know that it's not really Julie replying to you, but because number one, we get a lot of messages. So I don't have the time. I don't have the time in my life. I'm pretty busy. That's why you have to delegate and hire people who can help you there. And, a lot of people are just genuinely asking for help. If we can help them and have an assistant help them, something that I don't physically need to say or type, then I don't need to do it. So I can delegate someone else to do it. And honestly, that will help a lot. It'll help offload a lot. I think too, just knowing that you're being kind of scrutinized for anything you could say, you just can't please everyone. So I would say to young people that are starting, especially social media, really don't worry about it. You're going to find your people. The right people will find you. The right people will like you and follow you and buy your services. And the wrong people won't. And the wrong people might find you and leave a nasty comment. And you can block and delete that person. That's what the beauty of social media is. If someone's really nasty, I really don't often at all, number one, because I don't really read the comments. But number two, I just I don't have that space in my life for that. The world is, the web is so vast. There are billions of people in this world. Not everyone needs to follow you. So it's okay if people don't like me and follow me. That's all right. We probably wouldn't be friends then. I agree. You can go find your people.
Go find your people. So some good advice there. Be authentic online. I think that's really important. I think a lot of people sense whether you're authentic, whether you're real.
That's right.
Sometimes they'll support you even if you're just trying or learning social media.
Yeah, and sharing my journey too. People know this is a new business. People know that I'm finding my way and learning along the way. So it's okay to talk about mistakes, first of all. It's okay to have them and to learn from them. It's okay to share that, listen, this is how I learned from something. Hopefully I can help you learn from it too if you ever go through something like this. I had, one point I shared about a former employee leaving and kind of taking my whole business model with her and copy and pasting. And I tried to share as little information as I could about it, but I shared that story to help other people who may be going through the same thing. I cannot tell you how many Instagram messages that I had in my inbox saying, thank you so much for sharing that. The same thing happened to me. And they have so much more respect and empathy for you when you're able to relate with someone like that and share the downs of your business as well. I don't want to air dirty laundry, but I do want to share mistakes I've made that I'll try not to make again. And I pick myself up. Don't blame myself for it. I did blame myself for a long time. Just, that's so stupid. I could have done this. I could have done this, and this, and that's not the healthiest place to be. Don't go there. You can't change the past. All you can do is protect yourself going forward in the future. And so I know everything happens for a reason, even the bad stuff. It happens like that. The unfortunate things, let's turn that around. Let's learn from that and try not to, learn from that, and let's try not to let that happen again. Even if it might, you can't control other people. You just have to really honestly be ethical and true to yourself, and you'll be okay.
I like that. Ethical and true to yourself. Be authentic. I think people sense when you're trying to be real, they'll support you through the mistakes. Once you find your audience. But good advice that you've given to, keep going. The stupid stuff that, like, we have videos that we've done, I don't know, how long have we been on YouTube? 14, 12 years, something like that. And I had to quit putting the prices on things because we would review products and we'd be like, hey, this is $200, whatever the widget was. And we have people still this day who will be like, the video's 7 years old and they're like, that you're so stupid. That's not the right price.
Yes.
That, or they're like, hey, can you tell me how to fix my iPhone 5? And we're like, honey, that video is 10 years old. Did you happen to note the date on it?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Or they're like, you're an idiot. It's $9.95 on Amazon right now. That was the price 7 years ago. Yeah. It's just the gambit of I don't know. There's some folks online that need some help. It should be a help call line where you can push a button.
You do, as a content creator, and as in your business too, you kind of lose faith in humanity just a little bit. Because you get exposed to so many people, and it really can just be like, oh my God, the people are just, and so you really can't let that, get you. There are still good people out there who will find you. So that's why I say you just don't worry about it. You keep going, keep doing you. Your people will find you, and don't worry about all the comments, because they're going to be there no matter what.
There you go. And you give me a title for a new podcast, Losing Faith in Humanity.
Oh, no, don't name it that.
We're just going to have people on, and never mind. What have we touched on or teased out? How can people onboard with you? How can they get to know you better? How can they handshake with you on what goes on your website?
Yeah, so the website hopefully is user-friendly. If you're someone that, I'll just say this, a lot of our clients don't have access to an interior designer. They don't know one. They don't know where to start. They know they might need some help. Usually people come to me because they have a problem or they need help with something. So we are trying to make it very easy for you to get that help. I have a lot of staff now. I employ several, I think 6, 7 interior designers now. Wow. And space planners and drafters. And we have a team to basically, you could choose who you'd like based on their portfolio. So let's say a client needs help with their living room and they need the best way to figure it out and buy furniture, and they're not sure the best way to lay it out. And they also don't know their style because they don't know where to start. A lot of our clients are like that. So they're not alone. You're not alone if you're like that. You have to start somewhere. So we're the place to start. We are literally square one. So you start with us. Yes. You can purchase, let's say, a room makeover. Most popular service on the website. You can choose your designer based on their portfolio or their wait time, because they all have different ones. Or you can choose myself. I'm on there as well. And so we will hopefully get you everything you'll need to carry that out, because you might be over in Wisconsin and I'm in California. So how am I going to do that? So we have kind of a streamlined process now. We get to know you first. So you will fill out some questions. You'll send us pictures and dimensions. You do have to do that. Okay, we have to have those to start. We want this to be an executed plan on your part. So we have to have accurate dimensions, and we help you with that. We tell you the best way to do that. And so after that, then we basically have you tell us your style. And if you don't know where to start, I have a whole style quiz for you that I created. It took me a long time to develop, but I did have a style quiz. I created it, had it developed basically, and then put on my website for anyone to take. It's free. It's open. It says, Julie Style Quiz right on the website. You can take it. Very short style quiz, not long. That was my goal, was to make it short style quiz. It'll at least give you a launch pad. It'll give you somewhere to start. It'll give you a name. It'll give you a visual, and it'll give you even a color palette that you were attracted to in that quiz. That's a place to start too. We get to know you and your style by asking you questions, having you take the quiz. Also, if you want to search the web for images, that'd be great. And then it's up to your designer to basically go work behind the scenes, execute a design for you based on all that information that we found out about you. So every room quite literally looks different because every client is different. We really embrace the client as an individual and their tastes and preferences. So if we had a shabby chic client, no problem.
No problem.
We'll do a shabby chic room for you.
What about people like me who just have cardboard and some IKEA stuff that didn't get put together?
Then we'll ask your budget.
We'll ask my budget. It's the budget. Yeah, there you go.
We have to ask your budget because we really do want it to be realistic for you. So
originally when I'm actually not that bad, people, my whole audience says, is Chris really fucking poor? He lives under a viaduct and has cardboard and shabby chic. Now, actually, when I did my foray into doing my interior design, I bought a lot of Bernhardt and Henron. Am I still in high class?
Yes, of course.
Distinction area?
Of course, yes.
That my Bernhardt and Henron has held up like through so many moves. It's insane.
Great. But anyway, so we meet with you as well. We make sure that you like your room because this is a room for you. And so we'll meet with you face to face. You have a meeting with your designer. He goes through all their decisions and why they made them so you can understand. We give you a color palette for your room. We give you all the furniture, all the decor, everything that you see in your visual. We have a link for you to go purchase it if you'd like to. We also can, this is for a little bit people with higher budgets, we can trade source for you, meaning there's a whole world furniture and decor that's only available to the design trade. So we can trade source for you if you'd like, if that's in your budget, basically. And it's up to you, though. We let the client decide. If they want retail, totally fine. We'll source only retail for them. But they end up with a shopping list, a visual, a floor plan to basically tell you exactly where to put everything to scale. In your space. So really, you don't have a reason. You shouldn't have any what ifs or questions about it. There's always things that might go wrong. It might arrive damaged. Something might go wrong. But hopefully it gives people the tools that they need to execute for themselves. So it is up to the client to execute, but we're giving you hopefully the plan to execute that.
There you go. So you've got your local SoCal services, probably interact with you personally.
That's here locally with me.
You've got your virtual services for interior design, space planning, for if you want to go to Mars and stuff. Exterior services. And then you've got some courses as well, space planning courses in Photoshop.
I have courses, yes. I have courses. They're really just were live classes that were recorded. So they do feel very organic. That's what they are, is me talking, telling you my process for space planning with 2 classes, and then also with Photoshop. Because we use Photoshop, it's not a very common program to use for this field. Hopefully I've opened people's eyes that you can use this program for interior design, and I'll show you how, because there is a learning curve with everything. I have 2 classes on there really going a little bit more in depth of how I use that program for my client visuals.
There you go. And on your website, people can take a style quiz to find out if they have
That's
any
what I
style.
talked about. Yep, they can take the style quiz. It's free right there. You just scroll down, start clicking images you like, and click next. And in 4 questions, hopefully you'll get to a style that you were attracted to.
There you go. It just said there's no hope for me, but
No.
there's no such thing as a husky style. That's not a
I'm
thing,
sure you're probably, industrial modern or something like that.
probably something like that.
Something.
Julie, it's been fun to have you on the show, and congratulations on building a great business.
Thank you.
Especially off of social media. There's so many entrepreneurs that have come out of TikTok and different things.
There are.
It seems like every iteration of one of these social media things, and I know women really love this stuff. They love being able to have access to, assistance with the home, assistance with raising kids. There's so much support for mommies and different stuff like that. So
there's a lot of value online, even though through all the kind of through all the weeds, there is a lot of valuable content on there. So yeah, it's just finding that valuable content, sticking to that, kind of ignoring everything else, and hopefully I'm in there with the valuable content.
I kind of like how TikTok is pretty easy to game. I think Instagram is now too, but it's like if your algorithm ever gets mucked up, you can kind of just make sure you like and comment on the sane stuff on TikTok.
Yeah. The algorithms have helped. They've evolved. They're always evolving. That's what I've learned just as someone who posts on there a lot. They're always evolving, but they'll even out. You'll be able to find kind of similar content again if you engage with that content.
It's good to find intelligent content online. I might be old, maybe that's my problem, but trying to find intelligent content that doesn't want to make you, start a podcast calling, what were we joking about?
Losing faith in humanity.
Losing faith in humanity. That's probably my TikTok channel right there. Well, thank you very much, Julie, for coming on the show. Give us people your .com so people that can onboard with you as we go out.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. You can find me on my website. That's the best way to go, is juliejonesdesigns.com. Now, for all my content, it is linked on there as well. All my socials are linked on that website. I also have LTK, which is a like to know, where every client that we source for, it goes on a website. So you can literally get a free design with free sourcing just on that LTK page. It really is underrated. There's a lot of resources on there. That's on the homepage of my website. And that's just, again, totally free.
That's pretty awesome.
Our services are all on the website, and then all my socials are there as well. TikTok's the OG, where I started, and that's at Julie Jones Designs. Instagram, @JulieJones_designs. And then Facebook is at Julie Jones Designs as well.
You know what would be really fun? And maybe you've done this, but this would be really fun. They do those home makeovers with people. Like, basically, you take whoever submits, like, some of the worst setup of their room or whatever you've ever seen. Like, you guys are dry heaving as interior designers. You're just like, oh my God, I can't look at it. Oh.
No, never.
And you guys go in and take it from 0 to, or negative something to 100, you guys just like totally change it. And then you look at the side-by-side photos and you're like, holy crap.
Yeah. I do that in a way on my content. It's a lot of my content is before and after. So I have the before, and then we transform, or I transform, and then I show them the after, and we compare. So I do that in a lot of my content.
There you go. We just need to get you a reality show that does that. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, well,
maybe it could be like Survivor, where people have to survive by designing. I don't know.
Ooh, that sounds fun. Yeah.
Or they get kicked out of their house if they design it wrong or something. I don't know.
Oh.
So you'd be like, who's that chef who's really rude to everybody?
Is it Gordon Ramsay?
Gordon Ramsay, yeah. You could be like Gordon Ramsay. You just show up in the reality show and you're like, what the fuck is this? The Kmart collection? Holy shit, what year is this? 1980. Anyway, thank you very much for coming on the show, Julie. We really appreciate it.
So welcome. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure to be here.
There you go. Thanks for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, and all those crazy places on the internet. Thanks for tuning in. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you next time. There you go.